It's time now for another panel discussion live from the New York studio entitled The Role of Branding in Manifesting a More Peaceful and Sustainable World. The panel will be moderated by Charles Travail, Executive Chairman of Interbrand Group, one of our supporters. It will show us how a number of the biggest corporations worldwide are dealing with global instability and how some are collaborating in an effort to create a more peaceful and sustainable world. Over to you, Charles, live in New York.
I wanted to thank Jeremy Gilley and Peace One Day for inviting us to this incredible event that he has put on yet again. We're here to talk about the role of branding in creating a more sustainable and peaceful world. I guess I'd start by saying that the logo that sits behind me at the moment, the Peace One Day logo, is something that we at Interbrand are very proud of having created, but also to talk about the power of symbols in the world. Think of the war in Ukraine. We were one of the first organizations to change our logo to bring the colors of Ukraine together, and we did it as a symbol of support for the people of Ukraine, and we hoped our clients would follow. Symbols are incredibly important in the world. In fact, this week we've seen the power of symbols in around monarchy and the death of our Queen. We've seen the power of words throughout the world as well. And today, really, we've got a wonderful panel to talk about the power of symbols and words, but more than that, the power of concepts and brands as acts of leadership that organizations are taking to try and support issues and problems that we see in the world and bring their people and their assets and their power to bear to try to create a better world. So with that, I'd like to introduce the panel of people that we have here today. First of all, I'd like to introduce Natalie Deacon. Natalie is Head of Sustainability for Avon, the beauty company. She's an expert in women's empowerment and women's issues, which has been a very big push from Avon for many, many years. So Natalie is going to talk about that and many other issues. So welcome, Natalie. Michael Mates is the CEO of Trivium Packaging. It's a $3 billion packaging company. Obviously, the importance of packaging in our daily lives, whether we be in the supermarket or the pharmacy, is incredibly important. And his company is one of the real out-and-out leaders in sustainability in packaging. So our subject will take us there as well. And finally, Christian Duringer, who is a brand and marketeer at Allianz. Allianz is the world's biggest insurance and asset management company, who are here to try to make the world a better and safer place. So with that, I would just like to, having introduced the individuals with us today, I'd like to go to Natalie first. Natalie, if you could just tell us a little bit more about Avon and some of the work you're doing, and specifically some of the things that you're doing to try to create a better and safer world.
Sure, thank you. Really good to be here today. Sorry, I'm not sitting there with all of you in person, and echo everything you've said about what a terrific event this is again this year, and never a more poignant moment really to all come together to mobilise around Peace Day. Wonderful to be here. We at Avon were founded 136 years ago on the premise of creating opportunities for women to participate in the economy, to set up their own small businesses, selling beauty through their social networks. And 136 years later, we are staying true to that model now, albeit women are selling makeup and cosmetics through entirely different social networks to the ones that they were using back in 1886. And really that core premise around unlocking economic participation, unlocking opportunities for women is at the core of what we do. We believe a better world for women is a better world for all. One of the reasons we became involved with Peace One Day is because we, for 15 years now, have focused on mobilizing against gender-based violence, and in particular violence against women and girls, which impacts 1 in 3 women during their lifetimes. And one of the most important things we can all do is just simply start by speaking out and raising awareness. So really pleased to have the opportunity to continue our collaboration with Peace One Day, to take a moment like this to really flag that, as much as the atrocities we see in war zones, we also know that violence takes place in our homes and our schools and communities, often behind closed doors, every day. So we continue to speak out around that, whilst also making sure that we are running our business in as planet kind a way as possible. And really interested to hear some of the discussions around how we can, as communications people, as branding leaders and marketeers, really help people to make more sustainable choices, whether that's from a planet kind or a humankind perspective.
Natalie, thank you for that. Michael, I'd like to go to you and just tell us a little bit more about the packaging business that you run and some of the activities you're involved in to make this a better world.
Yeah, thanks, Charles. So I'm the CEO of Trivium Packaging. We're a global leader in metal packaging. We've got 7,500 employees, over 50 factories around the world. Our products touch hundreds of millions of consumers every single day. Think about the products when you go down the aisles, food cans, whether it be tuna fish cans, even pet food cans, everything from that to infant formula cans and even paint cans to paint your home. So our products are in the homes every day, touching humanity. And what's so important for us, sustainability is really at the heart and soul of everything that we do. Our products are made out of metal, so they're infinitely recyclable. And for us, it's critically important that we make sure that we're also walking the talk. So we've signed up for the Global Compact Initiative. We signed up for the Science Based Targets initiatives. We're living and breathing sustainability day in and day out. We've already achieved EcoVadis Platinum status in our first few years as Trivium. And so, even though I should say we formed our company back in 2019 through the merger of 2 companies to create this global leader, and obviously we're making a big impact so far. So it's great to be part of Peace One Day and to continue that message on the sustainability journey.
Great. Christian, let me go to you. Tell us a little bit about Allianz, the scale of the business, and what you're doing to try to make this a better world for all of us.
Absolutely, with pleasure. So I have the privilege to run brand and marketing at Allianz. As Charles said, we're the largest combined insurer and asset manager on this planet. It's rare to find companies or brands who are older than us. So Natalie, you are 4 years older than we are. So we were founded 1890 in Berlin. We are operating in 70 countries around the world. We're having around about 150,000 staff, around about 500,000 of people, agents, brokers representing the Allianz brand globally. And we're looking at a combined asset under management volume of 2.5 trillion US dollars, which is quite substantial. And a few years back, we started to think about the purpose of what we're doing. And it's kind of funny if you're like 125 years old and you start to think why we are in business. But we found 4 amazing words which are really helping us to really have the answers, which are so necessary these days. And those 4 words are: we secure your future. And this is really about securing the future of our customers. And it sounds kind of trivial. Sometimes also people think insurance is boring, but actually without insurance, there would be no progress. So it is actually needed to take people, companies, generations into the future. And our claim, our sort of approach is to really secure the future of our people. So that's why we, of course, are engaged in the sustainability question, and we're trying to work as hard as we can to really turn this 2.5 trillion assets under management, which are actually investments in companies and portfolios, as much carbon neutral as we can in the next couple of years and decades.